Good evening. Thanks for joining me on 2 News Oklahoma at 5. I'm Julie Chin. Aaron Christie is out in the community along with several of our reporters following the big story of the day, the race for the governor's seat. In central Oklahoma, several watch parties for candidates Connie Johnson, Chip Keating, Charles McCall, and Cindy Munson. But we're going to start here in Green Country, where Mike Mazie is hosting and Gettner Drummond is holding his watch party. That's where we find 2 News anchor Aaron Christie this morning. Aaron, it's been a big day for the acting attorney general.
That's right, Julie. We're here at the VFW at 6th and Peoria. A little quiet right now. The media is not allowed to go inside until 5:30, and really not a lot of people inside yet, just kind of trickling in at this point. Talking a little bit about Gettner Drummond. He has really remained unwavering in his talking points. When you've seen him in debates or interviews, he'll tell you he's an Osage County rancher, a veteran fighter pilot who really hopes that we'll get that Oklahoma vote. He wants to improve rural health care, and he will talk to you a lot about his successes as Attorney General, most notably taking down those 600 plus illegal marijuana operations. He talks about suing State Farm over those hail claims and the millions of dollars that was distributed because of those opioid claims and that lawsuit as well. He says he wants to improve education. He also talks a lot about improving tribal relations. As we know, Governor Stitt has gone head-to-head with the tribes during his time as governor over various issues. Should be a very interesting night. There's a wide group of candidates, 9 of them. So the biggest question is, will any of them reach that 50% threshold? One of them also hoping to win that threshold or win the whole thing, Mike Mazie. He's out in Bixby, I believe, for a watch party, and that's where TJ Eckert is. How's it out there, TJ?
Yeah, Aaron, similar scenario to what you're talking about right now. Pretty quiet so far. Most people not showing up yet. The watch party starting here in just a little bit. Yes, in Bixby for Mike Mazie's watch party at Venterra. It's an event venue. It's the old White Hawk golf course for people that know the area very well. Mike Mazie, one of those 9 people on the Republican side trying to win that governor's slot. And he's actually trying to follow in similar footsteps to what Governor Kevin Stitt did. Mazie is a CEO of financial planning business. Governor Stitt, of course, was CEO of a mortgage company here in Tulsa, both of them Tulsa-based, so trying to follow in those footsteps. And there was a couple things that he was campaigning for. I want to hit on those just like Aaron was with Gettner Drummond. The big ones for Mazie were eliminating the state income tax. That was a big one. And the other one was property tax, eliminating that for both seniors and veterans. So those are the 2 main things that he was running on throughout this campaign. We'll have plenty of updates here in Bixby as people start to funnel in and as this night continues. Again, 9 people running for the Republican candidacy for governor. On the other side, that's where we find our Justin Ayer in Oklahoma City covering one of the Democratic nominees. Justin, where are you at and who are we covering tonight?
Hey TJ, Oklahoma City tonight at the Lively Brew Works. Calm before the storm, right? People just starting to trickle in, much like what you're seeing at some of your watch parties. But this is where we're going to be throughout the whole night long, and we'll, of course, bring you those results as they come in. But first, let me tell you a little bit about Munson. She grew up in Lawton. She worked for a number of nonprofits and also heavily involved in the Girl Scouts of Western Oklahoma. She's currently the Oklahoma House Minority Leader, a position she's held since 2022. She's also the first, get this, Asian American woman elected to the Oklahoma legislature. Her campaign heavily focused on education funding, public school investment, along with raising teacher pay. She's also big on tax relief. In fact, she helped lead the effort to end the grocery tax. Now, again, those are just some of the long list of things she is trying to effort if she becomes the next governor of Oklahoma. This is where we're going to be, the Lively Beer Works here in OKC, and we'll bring you the latest as soon as they come in. Live, Justin Ayer, 2 News, Oklahoma. Julie, we'll send it back to you.
Justin, thank you. It's, of course, a packed governor's race. Later, we're going to check in on more candidate watch parties. But first, let's get a check of the forecast with meteorologist Mike Rogan.
And tonight we are tracking a few thunderstorms possible, and if they form, they may be severe. So let's get right to it. Our outlook shows areas from Highway 412 north in the low end category for a severe weather threat, primarily wind and hail concerns for any storms that fire up. So far, as we look on our satellite imagery, we're noticing a boundary set up from near Wichita back to northern Osage County and angling south eastward from there. We're noticing some of the cumulus clouds getting agitated, meaning they might be forming into a thunderstorm or two up near the Oklahoma-Kansas line, but what you see right here already is forming into a little cluster of showers. If these continue to maintain themselves, they could drop into portions of Montgomery County here the next hour and a half, but all is quiet along and south of the Oklahoma-Kansas line otherwise. So as we take a look outside on the Bob Hurley RV Weather Camera Network, we can see some of those fair weather clouds. If you're not near the Oklahoma-Kansas line, it's most likely going to be just a quiet, warm evening. Temperatures in the 80s, sun goes down at 8:43 with that limited risk of a storm north of us. But more storms await us. That's after a warm and windy Wednesday. We'll be talking more about the severe weather threats and the wet pattern in the forecast next.
Mike, thank you. Of course, the governor's primary isn't the only big race we're keeping an eye on today. When Markwayne Mullin took his position as the head of Department of Homeland Security, it left a vacancy in the Senate. That's a crowded field as well, with nearly a dozen candidates vying for the position. Several U.S. House seats are also on the ballot, and Attorney General. Meanwhile, the fate of State Question 832 lies in the hands of all Oklahomans. If passed, it would gradually increase minimum wage pay from $7.25 up to $15 an hour by 2029. Turning our attention back to the governor's race, like we said before, it's a packed race, and 2 News is your home for election coverage. We're going to send it out now to 2 News Oklahoma's Clifton Haskin in Oklahoma City. Clifton, you're there for Connie Johnson's watch party.
That's right, Julie. We're here in Oklahoma City at this watch party for Democrat Connie Johnson. We're right here along 30th and Dew in Oklahoma City. If you take a look behind me, there's not a whole lot going on because it actually starts at 6 o'clock. But once we get in there, we will give you all the updates and tell you what's going on and maybe even speak with a candidate here pretty soon. But to tell you a little bit about Connie Johnson, she's from Holdenville, Oklahoma, and has 24 years of experience as a senior legislative analyst. She's running on things like health care and resources for veterans and eliminating the death penalty. She's also made a little bit of history as the first woman and as the first African/Native American to get the major party nomination for U.S. Senate. But I am going to toss this over to Steph to see how things are going on over there. Steph, how are things looking?
Hey, Clifton, we're here in Norman at Charles McCall's watch party. He's the former Speaker of the House, longest Speaker of the House. We're joined by him now. Charles, how are you feeling today?
Oh, great. This is a wonderful day, one we've been looking forward to for quite a while. But we've really enjoyed the campaign over the last 16 months, getting all across the state of Oklahoma and meeting people where they are, where they live, and finding out what's important to them. And talk about the vision for the future of the state of Oklahoma. So that's exciting.
It is exciting. And you were telling me you've been to all 77 counties across the state in your campaign trail. What are you hearing from voters while you're out in their neighborhoods?
Well, first of all, I just think we have the greatest state in the country. I think we have the greatest people in the country. I think the one thing, a few things that are everyone kind of feels the same across the state, just an affordability issue in the state. The inflation that people in this state and our country have experienced in our state, the income levels haven't caught up with that inflation. So been hearing them a lot on that issue, and that's why it's so important to me. Issues about eliminating the personal income tax and freezing property taxes, maybe finding a way to repeal those for seniors and veterans are so important. Try to help people get unstuck and moving forward again, because I do think our best days are still ahead of us in this state.
Perfect. All right. Well, thank you so much for visiting with us. We'll check back in with you in just a little bit. But for now, we're going to send it over to our Emma Birch, who is at Chip Keating's watch party. Emma, what's going on there?
Hi, Steph. Well, not a lot. Like most watch parties, people are still setting up, waiting for Chip Keating and his supporters to come in. Now, what Chip Keating is known for, well, is a lot. He's a businessman, a former Oklahoma Highway Patrol trooper, and the former Secretary of Public Safety under Governor Kevin Stitt. And if that Keating name is familiar, well, that's because his father is a former governor, Frank Keating, who actually led the state during the Oklahoma City 1995 bombing. His campaign has centered on public safety, tax reform, energy development, education, and what he calls American First vision for Oklahoma. Now, he has emphasized his law enforcement experience and campaign as an outsider, arguing Oklahomans need a governor focused on results rather than politics. But like I said, right now, it is still very, very early. People are still decorating. It's been fun. I've actually kind of helped set some things up as much as I can. But for now, live in the Petroleum Club, I'm Emma Birch, 2 News Oklahoma. Julie, back to you.
Emma, thank you.